Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogtober. I'm still sort of trying to play catch up. If you watched my last video, I've been ill, so I've sort of got a little bit behind. I am in the same outfit as in the last video. It is the same day. I'm trying to video some stuff to put away as I've had stuff for several days, and I'd managed to go off before I got ill, then I got ill, and it's been madness, I tell you. It's not been fun, so I'm all a little bit behind. So I thought I would play catch up and video again in the same day, same outfit, but this is real life. I live in the real world. In the real world, people get ill. They wear the same outfit more than once, and yeah, they look like they've been dragged through a hedge backwards. But that's real life, isn't it? Now, just to let you know, the reason I'm actually doing more videos in my larder is because it's quite dark in my room. I've got an attic bedroom. I do sometimes do videos up there, and the lighting isn't always that great, especially now that it's sort of autumn and the way the sun moves around our house, and it's just darker. So I just thought it's a little bit lighter in here. This is my little pantry room here. I've got my poster behind me, keep calm and carry on, because I'm an old-fashioned girl at heart. So this quick video is, well, depending how much I natter, might be quick, might be a bit longer. It's basically, I did go off and buy a few more things for my prepper pantry. I am stocking up my prepper pantry. I'm doing it slowly but surely because I just haven't got enough money to go out and buy everything in one go. So I'm sort of going off when I've got a bit of spare money or whatever, and I get a few deals, and I'm slowly building up my emergency cupboard. We had Storm Amy, I think it was called, the other night. Our electric was flickering like mad. Big storms like this, I can't always rely up here on electricity. The electric does go down, so I'm sort of buying things, some with in mind that if I've got electric, can use my cooker, and other things if I haven't, and I can just put a kettle or a pan on top of my wood burner or my rocket stove. I'm still coughing well. So anyway, without further ado, this is the few more items, tins and things I've got for the prepper pantry, and then I'm also going to quickly talk about some fresh produce that I've managed to go out and collect, and how I'm going to preserve that as well for emergencies. Right, so I went to B&M. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go on about it. I've been at Off Colour. I have no idea what's happened to the receipt. If I can remember prices, I will, but if I can't, I can't. But my husband loves tomato soup. He usually now gets the own brand, certain own brands he likes. This is Heinz, because in B&M it was on a really good deal. I've checked the dates are fine, and it worked out the same price, if not a little bit cheaper, than buying Morrison's own brand soup. So I got him a 6 here, and I got another 6 here. So it's 12 cans of soup, and it was 2 packs for £8. So that was £4 for the 6, and the other one was £4 for the 6. So he's got there 12 cans of soup. Probably will go and do that deal again for the pantry, but it'll have to wait till next month when I get paid again. I also got him, and I've just realised a few of the things are out of reach, so I'll be diving over and grabbing some of this stuff. Hang on, let me see if I can grab it now. Not been very well prepared, right? Right, there we are. Okay, so I got him some of these Heinz beans with Richmond sausages. My husband has decided he was vegetarian and vegan for quite a long time, and he's now decided that he's going to go back and eat a small amount of meat. And he said for emergencies, for the prepper cupboard, he's going to have some of these. He will eat meat now and again now. A lot of the time he's still vegetarian, but now and again he will eat meat. He was vegetarian vegan for 10 years, I think. Yeah, and it's up to him. He can do what he wants. I still don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat for a lot longer. but it's just personal preference. I don't care. I think people should just have choice to do what they want. So anyway, he's having Richmond sausages in his beans, and these were on a deal, and I can't think what the deal was. I think it was 3 for £3. This again was B&M. I think they worked out about £1 each, which is pretty good for Heinz beans anyway, and with the sausages in. It was either £3 or £3.50, but I know thinking that was quite a good deal. Again, we've checked all the dates, and so I thought these would be good. You can pop them in a pan on top of the wood burner with a lid on, and eventually they will heat up. So that was B&M. Then I went into Morrison's and I saw these pot noodles. Pot noodles are the best food in the world, I have to say. I only like the sweet and sour. The whole of our family only like the sweet and sour one. But they're okay. In an emergency, like when we used to go camping, all we had was a 1-ring gas stove. 7 of us and a 1-ring gas stove. So I used to boil the kettle a lot. We'd have a pot noodle and a packet of crisps, because like it was the school holidays and you're camping, so you know, what the heck. And again, for emergencies, for when you can just boil a kettle, or if you're camping or whatever, I think they're all right. I think they get a bad press, don't they, these sort of things. But, you know, I think for emergency food, they taste okay. Have that with a few crackers, and it's a lunch, you know, and it's hot, and you know, it fills a hole, and they store really well. However, they've gone ridiculously expensive. They're about £1.30 or more a time, but these are on offer for 75p. So I did get half a dozen here. I don't need to count them out. You all know what half a dozen is, but I've got half a dozen. I would have got some more. I only have so much money to spend at the time, so I got 6 because that's what I could afford to get. So I thought that would be handy. The other thing is, because I work now, because I live rurally, because this is another thing that's going to happen this year, is I'm going to stock an emergency bag and an emergency box to keep in my car, so that if I can't get home from work, or if it looks like bad weather and I won't be able to get down to work and stuff, I've already made arrangements to stay with a friend in the village. But obviously she won't, I don't want her to have to feed me and stuff and things like that. I will be taking my own food. And again, if the power does go down, even in the village, she's also got a wood burner and can boil a kettle. So she stocks up with stuff like this as well. So these are going to be great. I'm going to put certain things like this in a box in my car, closer to the winter. So that, again, and with a bag full of like change of clothes, toothbrushes, all that type of thing in there. So that if I have to stay with her at a moment's notice, it's all there in the car and I can just stay down there, and I've got some food. And so this will be good to just keep in the car. So I'll be keeping a few of these because you just got to be prepared. There's quite a few people that travel to work who are making arrangements to stay with friends a bit closer in case of bad weather. So we're all sort of doing this sort of thing because it's a rural area and, you know, people are spread out, so that's what you do. So I'm going to probably get some more of those and keep them in the car. And then the other thing I got was that these were still on the deal, and this is the vegan version of the Heinz beans and sausages. These obviously for me. Again, these will be good to keep in my car, just to pop on her wood burner to warm up for a meal, just to keep your tummy fed. So these were on a deal, 3 for £5, because you put the word vegan in anything and it triples the price. So I got 3 of those. I had got some more already, so these are, because they were still on the deal, I got another 3. Because as I say, some will be for here at home, but others I'm going to keep in my car to go on my friend's wood burner in emergencies. Then the other thing I got, I went into Aldi, and this was the day I went into our local, say local, it's still an hour round trip. There's a small Morrison's, small Aldi. I do find the prices there, like some people say, oh, well, in my Morrison's it doesn't cost that much, it costs something else, and in my Aldi it's a different price. My children said that when they left home, and they were obviously dotted around the country, and they would say our Aldi and our Morrison's is more expensive, whether it's because it's a rural location and there isn't the competition, I don't know. So certain things seem to cost more in my shops than they do in other people's shops, even if it's the same brand. I got some of this milk to keep in the cupboard, this soy milk. This is the one I like. This is from Aldi. They're 99p at the moment. I keep expecting them to go up. I think when they go up, they're going to go up big time. This is the no sugar one. I got 3 of these from my Pepper Pantry. I don't have a lot of milk much anymore, but I thought, you know, it's something if I need to make up a rice pudding or something. I'm just thinking of wood burner foods, you know, stuff I can put on my wood burner to heat up if we haven't got electric, or something very simple to make if we have got electric and we're not sure how long we're going to make it, because I can make custard in the microwave very, very quickly, and that's very hot, very filling. And so I just thought, so I've got 3 of those, and I also got half a dozen of these. This is the one my husband likes, again, so he could have his cereal or his cups of tea or whatever. Although he's now eating meat again, he prefers soy milk, and he's 9 times out of 10 still vegetarian, but yeah, he likes this milk. He just really likes the taste. So I got that one for him. I got half a dozen of those. This is for the Pepper Pantry. Again, he can have his cereal, he can have his cups of tea. I don't know if he'll be making himself rice pudding and custard if I'm stranded down in the village, but at least I know, you know, he's got that there for his cornflakes. I haven't got extra cornflakes yet for the pantry, but that will be one of my next things, is getting some cereals ready. Mainly cornflakes. My husband loves cornflakes for breakfast. It's just how he rolls. So I'll get that just to make sure he's definitely stocked up for the day. And I will be getting some more milk as well. Sort of in my head, I need to make sure I've got stuff for a good month, if not longer. We did have bad weather up here when the children were young. We were up here. I didn't leave the farm for 6 weeks. 6 weeks before I felt safe enough, the roads were clear enough for me to safely drive down to the village. So, and I mean, we had one of our main roads, there was a landslide, and it was closed for 18 months, and you had to go right round a really long, drawn out, single track, bizarre way, even worse than what we do normally, to get anywhere. So you just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to stock up. I'm going to have at least a month, if not 2 months worth of stuff that we can get by with, just to make sure. So that is all my tins. I am going to show you now some of the fresh produce I've managed to get. We had a bumper crop this year. We got a bit of a forgotten orchard, if you like, at one of our fields. I planted it 25 years ago. It's never produced very much at all, I have to say, apart from brambles. The plum tree sort of burst into life about 10 years ago, and sometimes is laden with plums. Other years, like last year, we didn't have a single plum on it. I've had apples. I've got cooking apples up there, eating apples, and pears. I've got russets as well. I've never had pears, apart from I've had a couple literally about this tiny. Never had pears. I've got pears this year. The russets, I had about like 6 tiny sort of pimple-sized russets. They've done really well this year as well. I've got eating apples. So it's just trying to store them. I don't know how long they're going to last, but I will show you what I've got and what I'm going to do to try and make them last now, even if it's just a few weeks. We're just eating that. I'm not really buying much fruit at all. I've bought a couple of bananas and I bought 1 pack of grapes for my husband, but I'm not buying apples or pears or oranges or anything like that at the moment. I'm just going to be eating the fruit that we've got. I do eat a little bit of frozen fruit on my overnight oats, but for snacks and stuff, I am just eating the apples, the pears, the russets. But my daughter's here as well. She eats them too, and my husband does like to eat pears and stuff. So I picked as many as I could. There was a few up really high that I couldn't get to. My daughter came to help me, and it was a few days ago now, and we went and we picked as many as we could get to. And we tried to pick the bigger ones because there were still quite a few really, really tiny ones, which were just, so we picked the best of the bunch that we could easily reach, because it was, yeah, just, it was a little bit overgrown over there. My mother-in-law's orchard's the same. She's got a little orchard and hers is pretty overgrown, and they've been trying to hack stuff down and get to the fruit this year, but we did pretty well. I got most of the stuff, so I'll show you what I've got now and how I'm going to preserve it ready for the winter. So this is a big reusable bag that I've got with these apples. These are eating apples, and some russets in here. You can see some of them need a wash, but I'm not going to wash them before I store them. I'm going to wash them as I eat them, because I think if I wash them, these have dried a bit. If I wash them beforehand, they'll be slightly damp. I got a feeling they won't store as well. But I've got some really nice russets in here. This year. So I've got these, and in here I've got another bag full here. Some more of these lovely red apples, eating apples in here, and also pears. I mean, they're not huge pears, but they're decent size. So I've got quite a few in there. So what I'm going to do is, I wash a few at a time and put them in my fruit bowls, but the rest, I've been saving this brown paper. This is just, every time we've had an Amazon delivery over the last couple of years, I keep saving the brown paper because I keep thinking it will come in handy. I use it for wrapping gifts and stuff and things like that. But I am going to wrap all of these individually in a bit of brown paper. I've got masses of the stuff, and then I'm going to put it in boxes in rows. And then I'm going to put it in the coolest room of the house, which I think is my cellar, which is just sort of a bit of a space down there we can use as an extra office if need be. But it's quite cold down there. We don't have heating on there. Sometimes I'll go and do a workout down there when I'm feeling energetic. So I sort of, just sort of do an exercise video or something like that. But we don't have the heating on down there. I think it is probably the coolest place in the house. And I'm going to wrap these up in the paper, put them in boxes in rows, and store them down there. And hopefully they will keep, I don't know how long for, hopefully a few weeks at least, maybe a month. I wouldn't think they'd last that long. But I mean, the ones that commercially, I think they're sprayed with something to help them sort of keep for longer. And also I think they're in really cool storage. Like if I kept these in my fridge, they'd probably keep longer, but I haven't got room for that. So I'm just going to do the best I can. And basically these won't sort of last for the winter. They're just going to have to be eaten up over the next month. But what I am keeping for the winter, moving over here, this is just all the boxes there that I've got that I'm going to put those things in. These, I've been a bit slow. I need to get these done. I'm going to do some this afternoon. I peel and stew. These are cooking apples. I've got 2 big bags of these, and the tree is still laden, but there's only so much stewed apple I can eat, and also only so much room in the freezer I've got for it. But I will stew this on the stove with a little bit of sugar. I don't put very much sugar in it because I find that when you freeze it, then when you go to reuse it, it seems to have lost its sweetness, so you have to add more sugar anyway. So it's a waste of time adding too much at the time of cooking it. So I will peel, chop, stew these with a little bit of sugar, and then I freeze it in little containers, and then I can use it to make apple pies, apple crumble, or just stewed apple and custard indefinitely. Just do a little quick Blue Peter thing. Here's some I made earlier. This is some I did earlier in the year. This is stewed apple. I've only got a couple of containers. The rest here, this is plums. I stewed a load of plums because my plum tree did really well. My battery is dying on this, so I'll just finish off now. And so this is just some stewed plums that I just did the same. De-stoned them, a little bit of water, only a little bit of sugar, frozen them in all these containers, and now I'm just going to do the same with all those apples. So there we are. Hopefully before the battery completely dies, I've just come to say goodbye and thank you for watching. That's how my prepping is getting on so far. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. So I'm prepping for the winter, just a little bit at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And until next time, let's be prepared.